Hi. My name's Luke, and I don't know anything about Pokémon.
Um, it's actually Pokemon.
Bless you. I think it started when I was a kid. My mum took me to see Pokemon the movie in cinemas, and I spent the entire film asleep. From that point on, things never got any better. At school, everyone was into Pokemon. They'd trade cards, have pretend battles, talk about the show. Except for me, I was stuck with my Yu-Gi-Oh cards on my own. No one wanted to fight my Blue Eyes White Dragon. Because of this, I faced severe isolationism. Bullies would pick on me and force me to try and sing the theme song, a song that I didn't know the words to, and I still struggle with the words to this day. I want to be the very best. Like,
Can we just stop recording for a second? Like, I don't want this to be in the interview.
even at 21 years of age, my knowledge of Pokemon is still terrible. I did a quiz to find out which Pokemon I'm most like, and it says I got Alakazam. I don't know what that means. Oh, hey Phil. Funny story. I did a Pokemon quiz, and I found out that I'm basically Alakazam.
Cool. Right. Okay. Luke often tries to tell us these Pokemon facts, but it's just desperate. They're not even interesting facts. Last week he came running in asking if we knew that Ash's last name was Ketchum, as in catch them all. He's gone insane.
Who's that Pokemon?
I don't know!
It's Seal!
Oh, I just wish people would treat me for me, rather than my lack of Pokemon knowledge. Even when Pokemon Go became popular, I could never understand it, and unfortunately, I could never escape it. You see, my house was what fans refer to as a gym, which meant that people would always stand outside. Wannabe trainers would just fling their balls by my house. It was a daily occurrence for at least 2 years. I guess, ultimately, I just want to feel like I'm part of society. Like I'm not judged for not knowing anything about Pokemon. I'm not into Pokemon. And that's okay.
So, what are you going to do about the new Detective Pikachu film?
Oh, I've seen it.
Did it help?
No.
That's a twist. That's very twisty.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Luke's Reviews, and on today's video, this will probably be the most challenging review I've ever had to do, because last night I went to go and see the very hotly anticipated Detective Pikachu. And that sketch wasn't just a joke. I know nothing when it comes to Pokemon. So in this film, you've got Ryan Reynolds, he's voicing Pikachu. You've also got stars such as Justice Smith, Kathryn Newton, Ken Watanabe. There are also a couple more well-known faces, but they haven't been revealed in the trailers, so I don't want to reveal them here because I feel like it would be too much of a spoiler. As far as the plot is concerned, we follow the character of Tim, who has always dreamt of being a Pokemon master, but as he grew older, that dream began to fade. However, he's told that his dad has passed away under suspicious circumstances, So he tasks himself with solving this mystery and how ultimately it links in with the Pokemon. That's when he comes across a wild Pikachu that he can hear and understand, voiced by Ryan Reynolds, and the two of them team up. Look, I'll be blunt and straight to the point here. This film just wasn't made for me. Look, as the sketch heavily implied, I'm not into Pokemon. I never have been. I'm open to accepting it, but I feel like that is just something that you kind of grow up with as a child. So for me, it was just never my cup of tea. And ultimately, I found it very difficult to invest emotionally in this film because I think that it does somewhat rely on you having a connection to this lore. It's like going to a concert and you knowing nothing about the artist or their music, and you just kind of have to sit along and enjoy the fact that everyone else is having a good time, but you're pretty much clueless to everything that's happening. On the flip side, look, if you are a Pokemon fan, I think you're going to really enjoy Detective Pikachu. The screening I was in seemed to be full of fans, and the overall atmosphere during the film and after was incredibly positive. One of my friends that I went with, she is absolutely obsessed with Pokemon, and she walked out saying that it was a very good, enjoyable film that rewarded fans of this global franchise. It's just that for me, where I haven't had this initial connection to this property, there was no major emotional investment. Moments that I could tell would mean a lot to Pokemon fans failed to make any impact on me, but then again, I wouldn't expect them to. But investment aside, I want to review this as a film on its own two legs, taking away whether I'm a fan of Pokemon or not. Firstly, for the most part, I thought the performances on the whole were good. Ryan Reynolds initially kind of threw me off as the voice of Pikachu because he just sounded like a PG version of Deadpool, but there's reasons as to why he's voicing Pikachu, and ultimately he does bring a lot of humor and an unquestionable amount of sass that make him and his relationship with Justice Smith's character more than entertaining to watch. And I thought Justice Smith was fine in the role as well. He does a lot better job than he did in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, where he's just screaming every other line. However, there were a couple of performances that, shall we say, probably didn't cut the mustard. Kathryn Newton, who plays the female psychic in this film, I thought was incredibly miscast. She's really overacting to the point where it comes across as like some B-level Japanese anime, and that's probably not what the film was aiming for. You've also got your central villain was just some generic mustache twirling British 90s villain that really you kind of see through their plot immediately. The visuals I found were probably the most impressive aspect. The way in which this world has been created, specifically I think it's Rhyme City, where Pokemon are living among humans as everyday citizens, is cool, and I think the world building takes some great steps if they want to expand this into more movies and create a Pokemon cinematic universe eventually. The effects themselves for the Pokemon are impressive, but they don't look too lifelike. They're still retaining an animated quality to them. As for the central mystery, it's fairly unoriginal. You can tell where it's going and predict the majority of the twists, but at other times you feel like they're throwing a twist in for the sake of having a twist, and therefore they're kind of tripping on their own shoelaces. Look, this will probably be the only time I ever say this, and may be considered sacrilegious for a viewer to utter these words, but I don't know if you should trust my opinion on this one. Because if you're a Pokemon fan and you're looking forward to seeing this film, go and see it, and you're probably going to really enjoy it. Just because I'm saying that this film didn't really do it for me doesn't mean that it won't tick all the boxes for you. I really don't think it could be any more self-explanatory. If you like Pokemon, go and see Detective Pikachu. If you're not really that much into Pokemon, I'd probably suggest another film. So overall, it seems only fair that I go straight down the middle with this and give Detective Pikachu a 5.5 out of 10. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on Detective Pikachu. Let me know what you thought of the film if you've seen it in the comments below. Also, I just want to know, what is your stance on Pokemon? Where do you stand? Are you obsessed with it? Are you not that into it like me? Put your thoughts in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and blog are in the description below. Many thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you in the next video.